it starts, you have to answer as quickly as possible. So those are the rules. I'm sure you're all fine with it. You were fine with it yesterday. And then afterwards, I will ask the winning teams to join me there, and we'll have an exchange with Miss Yenbou there. You will have an opportunity to ask her questions, etc., etc. All right. I suggest that we start then. So we have, first, I forgot to ask you to introduce you guys. So, girls, name of your team and where you come from.
We're the Italian girls, and we're from Italy.
Most of us are Czech, but we also have one Italian here.
Hi. And the name of our team is Řeřicha, which is a special Czech word. So I'm curious how you will read it.
Řeřicha? As a French, I would say Řeřicha, but you will have to repeat it for me a couple of times. Probably, maybe I will get it right by the end of the quiz.
Hi, I'm Marina. I've been yesterday with the Frenchies, with French guys, but they didn't come today, so I'm alone.
I'm sure you'll do
so wish me luck.
perfect. Don't worry.
And the team obviously is my name.
All right, welcome, Marina. So
Thank you.
let's start, shall we? Everybody is ready, so you all have the phone. I will read the questions, and as usual, I read the question, the answers, and then I will give you the signal. So let's get the first question. If it wants, or not. Otherwise, I will improvise the questions. All right, let's start. So, originally proposed by the Parliament, the Discover EU initiative allows EU citizens of a certain age to explore Europe using free rail tickets. How old do you must be to qualify? 18, 20, 25, or 30? You can answer from now. You already pressed? Bad for you. I will remember that. Yeah, one team can't answer because you have a double. Okay, so we can go to the results. Okay, let's wait for that. So let's see the leaderboard. Who gets the lead? The suspense is killing me. Actually, everybody got it right with a slight advance for the Czech team. Well, I'm sure the other will be able to catch up there. So let's go to the next question. So indeed, sorry, I forgot to explain. Indeed, you have to be 18 to be able to get the Discovery initiative, which allows you to get free ticket trains to go around the EU. So great opportunity. I wish I had that when I was 18. All right, let's go to the next question. So which of these requirements is necessary for a country's entry in the European Union? A, have a population of more than 1 million people. B, having the death penalty abolished in its judicial system. Or C, they need to pass a European referendum to join. A, B, or C, you can answer from now. What is the requirement to enter the EU as a country? I see debates in the Italian team. Everybody answered? Okay, let's see the results. So the correct answer was having the death penalty abolished in the judicial system. Congrats. So of course there are some European countries that have less than 1 million people. The Luxembourgish and the Maltese, for instance, it's not you don't have a requirement on that, but when it comes to death penalty, indeed, it has to be abolished there because it's part of the rules for ensuring that you have a guarantee of human rights, on the rule of law, and this sort of thing. So, as a requirement, countries that want to join the EU have to abolish the death penalty if it's not already the case. That's part of the so-called Copenhagen criteria. All right, let's go to the next question now. It's going to be a practical case. So, Gemma is very into arts and creativity. Are there opportunities in this field at the European level? A, the European Literature Club. B, Creative Europe. C, there is no project in the EU related to the arts. Or D, arts and music in Europe. A, B, C, or D, you can answer from now. So, is there a program in the EU dedicated to art? Everybody answered? All right. Let's see the results. Leaderboard. Everybody got it right, congrats. So indeed, there is a program called Creative Europe, which is dedicated to culture in general. It's not just art, it can be music, it can be any kind of creation. Madame Yenbou, vous êtes en commission culture, vous travaillez justement sur ce programme Creative Europe. Est-ce que vous pouvez nous en dire deux, trois mots brièvement? Après, je vais traduire pour I will translate for you, then don't worry.
Oui, effectivement, c'est un programme phare de la commission culte, donc c'est surtout sur la culture. Ce qu'il faut rappeler peut-être, c'est que c'est une compétence d'appui, donc on ne donne pas les lignes directrices de toute la culture partout en Europe. C'est chaque pays qui le fait.
Je commence à traduire. So it's basically the key European program for culture. What is important to know is that it's not like one of the core components of the EU. It's something that the EU has as a backup. So they will only support what the national policy in terms of culture through the program.
Son budget a été énormément augmenté, et heureusement d'ailleurs, parce que du coup avec la crise du Covid, on en a besoin pour relancer la culture partout en Europe. Et ce qui est intéressant, il y a une petite nouveauté pour ce mandat, c'est qu'on a demandé la création d'un hub pour Europe créative, pour que toute personne ait un seul point d'entrée pour avoir des financements. Et ça, c'est intéressant.
So the budget for this program was boosted, which was particularly useful given the COVID crisis. So it's good timing there that the budget was boosted by the EU. Another novelty in the new program is that now they have introduced a hub, basically, so a one-stop shop where you can access the program and basically see what is available for you wherever you are in the EU. So that's one of the novelty of the Creative Europe program, which allows you, if you have creative projects, to potentially get some support. All right, let's continue. Let's dive into the fourth question. So what does the acronym CSDP mean? A, Common Strategy for Development Policies. B, EU Common Security and Defense Policy. C, EU Common Security and Diplomacy Policy. Or D, EU Common Strategy for Defense and Protection. A, B, C, or D, you can answer now. I have to confess, I probably will, maybe by elimination, I would get the answer right, but let's see. Vous auriez trouvé la réponse, Madame Yenbou? Vous l'auriez? Okay, let's see who got it right. Italian girl still in the lead, followed by the Czech. So indeed, the right answer was EU Common Security and Defense Policy. So it's the so the EU does not have an army, contrary to what many people think. It's just a program to provide the support operational capacities to deploy civilian and also military missions in operation abroad, notably for humanitarian aid and in case of disasters. Then that's kind of program that can be used to support other countries. Yeah, so she's also in the Foreign Affairs Committee, so of course she knows about it, right? Speaking of which, dans quel pays ça a été déployé le plus récemment? Enfin, est-ce qu'il y a des initiatives récentes de? Okay, so basically lately the most of the support has very likely been turned to Ukraine or Africa. Yes. All right, let's get to the fifth and final question to decide who are the two winners of this quarterfinals. Everybody ready? Not too much pressure. All right, let's get to it. So fifth and final question: what is the main objective of the Youth Action Plan in the EU external action? A, to promote youth entrepreneurship and economic development. B, to address climate change and environmental sustainability. C, to strengthen the international dimension of the EU youth strategy. Or D, to provide financial support for youth-led initiatives. A, B, C, or D, you can answer now. This one I would definitely not know. So I'm not a specialist on that, so. Let's see who got it right. Finally, the board, and actually, Italian girls and the Czech still in the lead and got it right. So the answer was to strengthen the international dimension of the EU strategy. So it's the as the name implies, the foreign affairs version of the EU youth action, and it's meant to accelerate progress towards the 2030 agenda for sustainable development. So, congratulations to the teams. Again, some question I would not have been able to answer myself, so good on you. So I will ask the winning team to join me, and we will exchange briefly with Miss Yenbou before we send you to the next phase. Let's say to a semi-final. So Italian teams, Czech guys, come over here. We're going to have a little chat. Okay, yeah, come here. Yeah. Don't be shy. I don't bite usually. So you know the drill. Think about a question that you would like to ask to Mrs. Yenbou, so a member of the European Parliament. She's working on culture, on foreign affairs, on human rights. So think about it. I will have a first discussion. I will discuss in French with her, but I will translate. And of course, your question I will translate in French and back and forth. So, Madame Yenbou, vous êtes, avant d'être députée européenne, vous étiez professeur au collège. Donc déjà, prof de quoi? Ok. Oui, pas le micro.
J'étais proviseur de lycée quand j'ai été élue, et avant, toute ma carrière, c'est en élémentaire.
D'accord. Et du coup, est-ce que cette expérience dans l'éducation, c'est quelque chose qui vous aide au quotidien quand vous êtes au contact avec les jeunes pour devoir leur expliquer un peu l'Union européenne d'une manière générale?
Alors, je vais donner des mots qui ont été utilisés par d'autres personnes. Effectivement, à chaque fois, ils sont très surpris de la manière dont j'entre en contact avec les jeunes, notamment les professeurs ou les chefs d'établissement. Et après, je leur dis que j'ai été enseignante et que du coup, ça facilite. Cela dit, je pense qu'il y a aussi quelque chose d'assez personnel. Moi, j'ai travaillé avec les jeunes depuis l'âge de 16 ans. Donc, j'étais déjà jeune et je travaillais avec des plus jeunes. Donc, je n'ai pas cessé de travailler avec les jeunes depuis l'âge de 16 ans et j'ai poursuivi ça. Je poursuis ça au Parlement européen. Donc oui, ça facilite, mais je pense que j'ai une aisance aussi peut-être naturelle. Et puis la pédagogie, forcément, c'était le cœur de mon métier. Et du coup, c'est un vrai atout pour rendre un peu lisible l'Europe à ces jeunes. C'est pas très facile.
Non, c'est sûr. J'en sais quelque chose. C'est pas les sujets les plus simples à aborder. I'm struggling to breathe. So much excitement. So just translating the action that we had. So Mrs. Yenbou used to work in education before becoming an MEP. So she's been involved with youth since she was 16 herself. So she was young. She's been involved with young people, and so of course it's something that helps her to explain the EU to young people. So I know that she's doing a tour de France of education establishment, going from school to school to explain a bit EU, what she is doing as an MEP, as a member of the European Parliament, and of course a background in education is something that helps explaining in an understandable way to young people, even if they are often surprised by an MEP suddenly coming to them and try to explain them what's going on in Brussels and in Strasbourg. Guys, have you thought of a question yet?
Yeah, can I have a question? So the next year is European elections, and I would like to ask how to engage young people in voting. Because, for example, in Czech, there was only 17% of voters. So how would you like to engage young people in going and voting?
Comment je travaille à ce que les jeunes aillent voter en 2024.
Ouais, pour les prochaines élections, en République tchèque, ils ont un taux d'absentéisme énorme, ils ont 17% de participation. Donc comment faire pour parler aux jeunes et les inciter à voter?
Alors, moi, ce que je fais à mon échelle, c'est que depuis que j'ai été élue, tous les vendredis, donc les jours où je ne suis pas au Parlement, tous les vendredis, je suis dans un établissement scolaire et je vais parler aux jeunes de l'Europe. Alors, j'ai un peu visé, d'ailleurs, il y a le Tour de France, je l'ai institutionnalisé, mais je le faisais déjà avant. Et pendant 2 heures ou 3 heures, ça dépend des endroits, on travaille autour des ateliers et j'essaie de faire ressortir quels sont leurs désirs pour cette Europe. Et à la fin de tout ça, j'ai une jeune fille qui fait un master sur cette expérimentation et qui va me compiler un petit peu les réponses que je vais essayer de porter en tant que députée l'année prochaine. Et j'essaie d'aller le plus possible vers ceux qui sont le plus éloignés de l'Europe, c'est-à-dire par exemple les lycées professionnels en France, ça s'appelle comme ça. Donc ceux qui vraiment sont très éloignés des questions européennes, et j'essaie de les ramener et de leur montrer combien l'Europe est présente dans toutes les parties de leur vie sans qu'ils le sachent vraiment.
So every Friday she goes in schools for 2-3 hours to organize workshops with young people and explain them what the EU is, but also and most importantly listen to them, listen to what they wish the EU would do, what are their desire regarding the EU, and then she's accompanied by someone who's doing studies on this, and they compiling the answers, and our idea is to then use the answer that she's getting from this process to use them and let's say become their ambassador for the EU election. And also something that is important is that she spends a lot of time, she's focusing a lot on the young people that are the most remote, let's say far away from EU politics. In French we have what we call lycée professionnel, so it's high schools for people who are more into technical kind of studies. So those who are really far away from politics, etc. So she's focusing on them to try to listen to what they have to say and bring them back a bit towards the EU and then getting them involved. So of course, like it's a long-running thing. Every Friday she's spending 2 or 3 hours with it. So since she started becoming an MEP, so that's a lot of work, but probably one way for at least that she's tackling it.
Si je peux rajouter, oui. Alors en fait, ce que j'essaie de leur expliquer, j'utilise beaucoup l'exemple du Brexit pour expliquer combien des décisions prises par d'autres peuvent être néfastes, négatives pour les jeunesses. Et le Brexit, ce ne sont pas les jeunes qui ont voté, ce sont justement les personnes les plus âgées. Et aujourd'hui, ce sont les jeunes les jeunes Anglais qui subissent les résultats et qui regrettent, mais finalement, ils ne sont pas allés voter. Donc, je leur démontre combien voter aux élections européennes, c'est important. J'essaie aussi de leur montrer tous les avantages de l'Europe pour tous les pays, notamment à travers la solidarité, qui, je crois, on l'oublie assez facilement. Donc, le message que je leur dis, c'est l'Europe est partout, on a besoin d'elle, elle a besoin de nous, et il faut aller voter. Je leur dis pas, et bien évidemment pas pour qui voter, hein, mais qu'il faut qu'ils aillent voter. Dans mon groupe politique, régulièrement, on fait des grandes réunions de jeunes, pas aussi grandes que celle-là, mais assez importantes. Là, je viens d'en quitter 160, donc c'est quand même assez conséquent. Et on a travaillé autour d'un manifesto qui permet de dire ce que la jeunesse veut, et c'est ce qu'on va porter aussi aux prochaines élections.
And so she's using very often the example of Brexit to underline that Brexit was a decision that was taken mostly by older people because the young people didn't show up to vote, and to show them that leaving the EU has consequences for you, and that because you don't vote, you have to live with the consequences, and you only live left to regret it. And of course, explain that how the EU is basically everywhere, and Brexit is again a good case in point because people discovered actually the EU has an impact on many things in our lives. And beyond that, so as part of a political group, they organize regularly meetings with young people to again listen to them, reconnect, and explain them that the EU is all around us. Even sometimes it's not as obvious as it might seem. Yeah. I would just give the floor to girls. Do you have a question or not? No, I mean it's fine. He has questions. Huh?
Do you have any aspiration or any like future plans, any like something you want to do for sure in the next like couple of years? Is there any goal you want to achieve?
Est-ce que vous avez un plan, des projets particuliers que vous voulez vraiment remplir dans les 2 prochaines années, enfin après d'ici la fin du mandat et potentiellement pour le prochain mandat? Par rapport à la jeunesse, par rapport à ce que, enfin vous personnellement, est-ce qu'il y a des choses qui vraiment vous tiennent à cœur et que vous voulez accomplir?
Oui. Alors moi, là en ce moment, je me base sur un texte de loi, un règlement sur le travail forcé. Et c'est un vrai challenge parce qu'on voit une partie du Parlement qui veut remettre ça à plus tard en disant qu'il n'y a pas d'urgence. Et je peux le comprendre, il n'y a pas d'urgence pour nous les Européens. Par contre, il y a une urgence pour les personnes qui vivent le travail forcé. Et donc je me bats déjà pour que cette législation, elle se termine avant la fin de mon mandat, pour pas que ce soit remis et qu'il y ait une autre personne, parce que je ne sais pas si je serai élue l'année prochaine, j'espère, pour poursuivre, mais j'aimerais ne pas laisser ça comme ça. Et puis je travaille aussi sur le statut des artistes. Ça aussi, ça va dans le sens de ce qu'on a voté, de l'argent massif pour relancer la culture. Mais au-delà de ça, et ça vous concerne, c'est à travers la culture et par exemple le prix Luxe que je vais rejoindre tout à l'heure aussi, c'est développer cette culture européenne. Qu'est-ce que c'est qu'être européen? On sait ce que c'est qu'être tchèque, italien, français. Je ne sais plus quel.
Non, italien, tchèque et.
Voilà, et français. Qu'est-ce que c'est qu'être européen? Et ça, on ne l'a pas développé. Donc, finalement, il y a aussi cette idée-là que j'aimerais bien mettre sur les rails.
So at the moment, she's working particularly on a law that aims to ban products made from forced labor. So that's being worked on right now. So she's trying she's doing her best so that the law is approved before the next elections, because she wants it to be done as quickly as possible. And beyond that, she works in the Culture Committee on rules on the status of artists, and also, more generally speaking, on how to create a European culture. So you have the Lux Prize, which is a cinema prize that the Parliament is doing, and how. So she was explaining, yeah, we all know what it means to be Italian, to be Czech, to be French, and so now we have to make sure that we know what it means to be European. So it's a longer-term objective that she has for the upcoming years. J'ai bien résumé?
De ce que j'ai compris, oui.
Ok, très bien. Merci à vous. So guys, thank you very much. Welcome, not welcome, congratulations again for winning this round. Indeed, a round of applause is welcome. So I will probably see you guys later. Madame Yenbou, merci à nouveau. Guys, you up for a picture with Miss Yenbou? All right, let's do this.